In the digital control system, we are obtaining the pulse transfer function. In the normal control system, as we are finding the transfer function, which is a ratio of Laplace to output, so here we are finding the pulse transfer function. Pulse transfer function is normally a ratio of Z transform of output to the Z transform of input. Okay, so there is the mathematical operation that is called as a convolution, and the summations are there. So first of all, we'll see some of the properties of the pulse transfer function. So the convolution property is there, x of t, then the switch is there, then the sampled is x represented by star, x star of t, that is also called as a discrete sampled or discrete signal. Okay, then the g of s is our gain, then y of t is our output signal, which is again shown with the help of the sampled signal y star of t. Okay, so this is the property regarding the convolution with the pulse transfer function. So the convolution summation, in the analyzing the discrete time control system, it is important to remember the things. The system response to be to the impulse sample signal. It may not be portray the correct time response behavior of the actual system unless the transfer function of the continuous time part of the system has at least two more poles than zeros. Okay, so that the pulse transfer function is denoted by this one, that is a y equal to summation from 0 to infinity g kt minus ht into x of ht for k equal to 0 1 2 so on. So the z transform that we are finding. So finally what equation we are getting, that is a g of z is equal to y of z upon x of z. This is nothing but the pulse transfer function that we are going to study today. So the pulse transfer function is the Laplace of the z transform of the output to the z transform of the input. Y is the output which is shown here, x is the input which is shown here. So this is all we are going to deal today, that is the pulse transfer function. Okay, so the starred Laplace transform signal involving both the ordinary and the special cases. So the y of s that we are getting here, what the aim is here, the z transform of the output to the z transform input, that is required here. So the y of z upon x of z that we require. So for that purpose, the basic various mathematical operations you can perform to get the y of z upon x of z, that is nothing but our pulse transfer function. So for this, x of t is can be represented in a form of x of s, then it can be represented in a form of x star of s, means x of z, and the y of t is represented, it can be converted into s domain, that is y of s. Y of s can be converted into y star of s. Y star of s nothing but the y of z. Okay, so the z transform of output to the z transform of input, that is nothing but the pulse transfer function. Now the main concern of today's topic is to find out the pulse transfer function from the various examples. Now the block diagram is given here for the closed loop control system. You can see there the input is r of s, then the error signal is shown as e of s, then the sampling is there, then the e star of s is the sampled signal, then the gain is g of s, output is c of s, the feedback is h of s. Okay, so how to find out the ratio of z transform of output upon z transform of input? Output is c and the input is r, so c of z upon r of z, that is our aim to find out. So the error signal, first of all, e of s, that is nothing but the input signal r of s minus feedback signal h of s into c of s. Okay, then the what is c of s? It is the output signal multiplication of the e star of s into g of s. The e star of s is what? It is the error signal which we are getting from the comparison of the r of s and the minus h of s into c of s. C of s we can put there. So by getting all the equations, we can have the equations of the c star of s in a form of r star of s and g of s. So c means c star of s is nothing but the c of z, the sampled signal C of z is becoming g of z into r of z upon 1 plus g of z into h of z, so that we can rearrange the equation to get the ratio of z transform of output C of z divided by z transform of input, that is r of z, equal to g of z divided by 1 plus g of z into h of z. So this is the answer for the pulse transfer function. So there are various example you can see here. For the various closed loop systems, we can find out the various uh, outputs, and we can find out the pulse transfer function for the 5 types of configurations. Now for the examination, there may be questions on the various circuits like this: zero order hold, digital controller, sampler. So that should be converted into mathematical parts. The sampled analog to digital, that is in the part of the E of S. The sampling is a E star of S. In the digital controller, it is represented by GD star of S. Its output is the M star of S. Zero order hold, its value is, remember this value for the zero order hold digital to analog converter gain is 1 minus e raised to minus ts upon s. This is the gain of zero order hold. Then the plant is represented by gp of s. Then the output is there. All terms are same. Then for this we are doing the same analysis for finding the the ratio of the z transform of output to the z transform of input. Will get gd of z into g of z upon 1 plus gd of z into g of z. This is the pulse transfer function for this particular closed loop system, which includes the zero order hold as well as the various sampled signals as well as the digital controllers. So there are the various example we can solve with the help of these zero order holds and various systems. So the obtaining the response between the consecutive sampling instance, there are the various method: Laplace transform method, Z transform method, and the state space method. In this particular session, we have studied regarding the pulse transfer function using the Z transform method. So thank you for watching this session on the pulse transfer function.